So something interesting about this topic, especially for today, is that tomorrow we're expecting 6 inches of snow in the middle of April. And so I can't imagine that that's not frustrating for everyone. Or just sitting in traffic, trying to deal with the snow, or freezing at a bus stop waiting for the bus. Minnesota can get pretty frustrating and pretty annoying. And, we all live here, and so we all know how, that it's not the greatest thing to deal with. Plus, we're depleted with vitamin D, and it can, make us a little unhappy and not, too excited for summer. So sometimes it's kind of nice to hear about reasons why maybe living here isn't the worst thing in the world. So today I would like to talk about a couple things that make living in Minnesota not too bad. So I'd like to talk about the weight loss benefits of cold weather, a touch of all four seasons, and a couple of interesting facts about living in Minnesota. So I'll start with the weight loss benefits. According to HuffingtonPost.com's Surprising Benefits of Cold Weather article from January 2013, we actually, because we live in a colder climate, most of us still contain brown fat. And brown fat is something that you always have when you're a baby, but it usually goes away once you get older. And the nice thing about brown fat is that when you get cold, it activates your brown fat and it starts to burn calories on your white fat, which is the fat in your body. So it's kind of nice that we live in cold weather because it actually is working to burn calories when you're really not even trying. Another interesting thing I read is that shoveling is actually a very, very good fat burner and calorie burner. According to fitday.com, I found a scale where if you put in your information, I put in my height and my weight, and it came back with a number, and it said that if I were to be shoveling snow by hand, I could burn 316 calories per hour. So that's pretty cool, just because that's probably something that all of us do most of the time anyway. So you're burning calories very easily when you're going to do it anyway. Another interesting thing I found was on runtheplanet.com. It was an article called Winter and Exercise, Fueling for Cold Weather. This article talks about how if you actually go jogging during cold weather, that your body burns calories faster and more efficiently. It actually increases your calorie burn by 23%, and that's only because your body is trying to warm the air that you're taking in. And so that's kind of an interesting thing, 23%. So now that I've talked about weight loss benefits of cold weather, I'd like to move into talking about how we get a touch of all four seasons. Sometimes it's hard to remember that we get all four seasons because we spend a lot of time during the winter just waiting for spring to come. But it is nice that we do get all four seasons because a lot of people in America actually may not ever see snow in their lifetime. So it's kind of nice that we actually have the opportunity to see snow, and we can ski during winter in snow, we can ski in the summer on a lake, we can fish in the winter or in the summer. And it's also kind of nice that Minnesota is full of so many beautiful wooded areas that you can look at during fall to see lots of pretty colors if you really wanted to do that. So now that I've talked about us having all four seasons, I'd like to move into some interesting facts about Minnesota. According to citypages.com, they did an article on 50 reasons Minnesota is the greatest state in America. They talked about some interesting things that I didn't even really think about before. For instance, the Minnesota State Fair is the largest 12-day event in North America. It's actually close running with Texas, but their fair is actually twice as long as ours, and so ours is really the largest. And that is due to the fact that 1.7 million people visit the Minnesota State Fair every year, and that's not just people that live in Minnesota. Another interesting fact is that we have really good health care here in Minnesota. We have a lot of the top clinics, including the Mayo Clinic, which actually treats people from all 50 states and over 150 different countries. And so it's kind of nice that so many people come here to our state to get the best health care that there is. Another thing, even though our license plates say that we're the land of 10,000 lakes, we're actually the land of 11,000 lakes. And if you were to add up all of our shoreline, it actually totals more shoreline than California, Hawaii, and Florida all combined. And so that's kind of cool too. So today I talked about benefits to living in Minnesota by talking about weight loss benefits of cold weather, a touch of all four seasons, and interesting facts about Minnesota. I hope listening to this may make you feel a little bit better when you're sitting in traffic tomorrow, a little frustrated that you have to deal with all this snow or waiting at the bus stop. Just remember spring is coming and all of our other great seasons, and sometimes it's nice to hear good things about living here.